flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Annette, can you please take the roll?
Mrs. Parenti?
Here.
Mrs. Schuler?
Here.
Mrs. Bayachek?
Here.
Ms. Jeffrey?
Here.
Mr. Nicolai?
Here.
Mrs. Perry?
Here.
Mrs. Quinn? Here. Mrs. Reynolds?
Here.
Mr. Thornton?
Here.
Thank you. And I would like to introduce our Spanish interpreter, Mrs. Suzette Marie Carter. She's right in front of me. The New Jersey Open Public Meetings Law was enacted to ensure the right of the public to have advance notice of and to attend the meeting of the public bodies at which any business affecting their interest is discussed and acted upon. In accordance with the provisions of the Act, the Board Secretary has caused notice of this meeting to be published by having the date, time, and place thereof posted on the bulletin board located in the hallway outside of the administrative offices. A notice was provided to the Courier News, the Home News Tribune, and the Middlesex Borough Clerk. Okay, we'll move on to our presentations. We're going to start with our district student of the month.
It is my absolute pleasure to introduce to you our November Student of the Month from Parker School, third grader Tyree Ostahol.
Good job, Tyree.
Now, when I sat down with Tyree and asked him the classic question, what's your favorite subject? He didn't even blink. He looked at me and said, that's easy, math. And before I could say another word, he challenged me. He said, I can answer what's 9 times 9. So of course I had to ask. Tyree fired back 81. No hesitation, no calculator, just pure third grade confidence. Tyree also loves basketball and is a big fan of both LeBron James and Michael Jordan, which tells me this young man has excellent taste and respects greatness from every era. When it comes to food, he keeps it real, pork roll and potatoes and McDonald's. And he follows that up by saying, what kid doesn't like McDonald's? And honestly, he's not wrong. His favorite pastime, visiting grandma's house, playing his Nintendo Switch, and having Uno battles with his family. And spoiler alert to the family, he may or may not have hinted that a Switch 2 could be on the horizon now that he's gotten this honor. Tyree's teachers described him as hardworking, kind, and a positive role model for his classmates. After meeting him, I completely agree. Please join me in celebrating our outstanding November Student of the Month, Tyree. Come on up, Tyree.
Congratulations. Great job.
Tyree, 8 times 8.
Oh, no.
I'm sorry. I thought it was a layup. Sorry, buddy. Congratulations.
Congratulations
Great
again.
job.
I'm so happy for you. You deserve it. Oh, I'm still here.
That's a great picture.
All right, one more time for Tyree. Okay, now we'll move on to our district employee of the month.
Bertha, can you please come to the podium? definition of reliability, pride, and positivity. No matter the task, she steps in without hesitation and with a smile that instantly lifts the room. During the summer transition and staff moves, Bertha became everyone's go-to person, organizing materials, offering help before it was even requested, and keeping the process calm and smooth. Last summer's construction projects could have easily caused chaos, but Bertha helped the team manage it with professionalism and steady focus. She painted, cleaned, problem solved, and kept the building moving forward, even when several projects were happening at the same time. Her work ethic is remarkable, but it's her attitude that truly stands out. No is simply not part of her vocabulary. She shows up every day with warmth, pride in her work, and a genuine commitment to our school community. We are grateful to recognize Bertha as our District Employee of the Month.
I just want to thank everybody for giving me the opportunity to work for the district. I love my job and it's my pleasure to work with all of you.
Congratulations.
We'll now move on to our announcements. So I will go first. I just wanted to share some exciting news about the preschool program. The operations report and the projections were due or are due last Friday. And in speaking with the providers, Dr. Freeman was made aware that we are now going to be offering 4 more classrooms for the preschool program. So we will have a total of 9 classrooms next September for the preschool program. So that's exciting. Okay, we'll move on to our superintendent of schools, Dr. Roberta Freeman.
Thank you. I just have 2 announcements, quick announcements first. Not to steal your thunder, Kevin, but tomorrow night, the play at the high school, Peter and the Star Catcher. If you've seen any of our performances, I'm sure it's going to be outstanding. So if you're available, come on out and join us tomorrow night. And on December 23rd, we have our annual Winter Wonderland brunch for our senior citizens in the community. Last year, we had seating and we needed to expand. We had so many people attend. So we're looking forward to another great event for our senior citizens on December 23rd. It starts at 10:30 and we have cookie decorating, plenty of Wonderland cheer performances, of course, and a hit for everyone, photo booths. Our senior citizens love to take photos in the photo booth, and we look forward to entertaining them once again. Thank you.
Thank you. And now our Business Administrator Board Secretary, Ms. Annette Giordano.
Good evening, welcome everyone. I just want to say congratulations to Bertha. It's a pleasure to work with you and we're happy to have you here. And things are pretty quiet in the business office. I have no announcements right now. Within the next few weeks, I'll be starting the budget process, so you'll be hearing more on that in the meetings to come.
Thank you. And now we'll move on to our liaison reports. Our NJSBA County Delegate and NJSBA Legislative Officer, Mrs. Sharon Schuler.
So the delegate assembly is finally happening this weekend, the 22nd. I do sit on the resolution subcommittee and we did meet on October 29th. Via Zoom, we had 5 items to review that were submitted from different districts. One of them was removed as being a duplicate of bylaws that are already on the books at New Jersey School Board. And one was not accepted for filing because of the process. So there will be 3 resolutions that I'll be voting on for Middlesex. The first one is from Delran Board of Education, and it basically is an update to the bylaw regarding criminal history. They would like to have school boards advocate for having a opportunity for charter school trustees or board members to have an opportunity to demonstrate affirmatively to the Commissioner of Education evidence of rehabilitation upon a finding of a criminal offense that would disqualify them from membership, considering there is a list that would not be considered, but that's already in law. And as I've said before, the resolutions are to update New Jersey school boards advocacy and their bylaws, policies and bylaws. It does not change state law. It just gives a direction for our advocacy. The second one is for Clifton Board Public Schools. They have submitted a resolution to advocate for free school program for breakfast and lunch. School boards does believe that it would be something worthy of advocating for. We don't anticipate that would be an issue. And then Bridgewater Raritan had a proposal about the STEM program that boards of education should dedicate an equitable amount of instructional time to science education in elementary and middle school relative to the amount of instructional time allocated to the other subjects. Again, this is just if these all pass at the delegate assembly, they go into the advocacy platform for New Jersey school boards. If anyone has a problem with voting yes for any of these, just let me know. The vote will be on Saturday, and I don't anticipate that there'll be too much changes day of, but there could always be an amendment. And then as far as the legislative committee, the next meeting is between the 22nd and our next meeting, so I'll update you on that at that time.
Thank you. Now, our Middlesex County SBA delegate and our Borough Alliance liaison, Mr. Thomas Thornton.
Good evening, everyone. Went to the Middlesex counties next week, or in 2 weeks. But decided to stroll over to Somerset County. Ran into my esteemed colleague there, and there was also a speaker that we all know, the other Dr. Freeman. And what was discussed was the interim county superintendent talked about the budget review, the matrix teach what they're supposed to teach about. That was one of the things. Another thing that was interesting, Harrison Silver, he's a legislative advocate. Right now, there's some bills that are sitting in Assembly. They were waiting until the election to vote on a lot of it. Some of the things that are interesting that are on it is pilot revenue sharing. As we know how pilot works, 95% of all the pilot money goes to the town, 5% goes to the county. There is nothing in the law that states that the town has to give any of the pilot money towards towns. And that's one of the bills that's sitting, waiting to go get voted on. It's very important. You have the pilot program, money goes to the town, and nothing goes to the schools. And we all know there's students in those apartment buildings. And it'd be nice if they would be able to put the bill a little bit for them through the pilot program. They talked about the school funding program that should be coming out with the new governor, a new setup. Let's see, Manville won the NJSBA School Leader Award. Danville Public School with their cooperation with Duke Farms. They, in essence, K through 12, they moved, I guess you could say, an outdoor classroom at Duke Farms throughout the year. It wasn't just a class trip. And one thing I noticed, one thing that they said, which sounded kind of strange, Manville's right next to Duke Farms. They said somewhere between 85 and 90% of the students in Manville never went to Duke Farms. Interesting stat. And they also are looking for more school districts to get involved. Hillsborough, they just signed up to the cooperation effort with Duke Farms. And one thing with our speaker, with the superintendent, Dr. Freeman, talked about different things on supporting new board members, decision by the superintendent. 95% of the problems are solved by teachers. That's why the chain of command is so important. Instead of just going to the top, you have the chain of command, just follow the chain of command whenever there's any issues. If it can't be solved through the chain of command, then it would, in essence, eventually go to the superintendent. That's about it on that. Borough Alliance had their meeting last Wednesday. They're now working on their needs assessment grant for 2027 to 2030. Different things they're planning on 4 events throughout the year. They put down, they said probably 3, but they put in for the grant for 4, 2 for Community Day, 1 for National Night Out and Community Outreach. The meetings won't be here anymore. Next year, they're going to move to the community room in the library, which makes it easier. They did the F needs assessment is done, and they're interested in adding the 6th grade to it. The next meeting for them is January 14th. That's about it.
Thank you. And now our student representative, Kevin Rand.
Awesome. Hey guys. Just give me 1 second. Hello everyone, great to be back. So this month, as we lead into the holidays, we had a lot of stuff going on, and we're gonna have a lot of stuff coming up. So I'm gonna go with it. So at the high school, to start, we had a lot of activities in our clubs. So NHS, they had their annual haunted hallways, which is where the students basically they take the classrooms and they decorate them for students with special needs, and the students with special needs come around and they trick or treat in the hallways because it's much safer for them to do it in the school. They also had their induction ceremony for their new members, and they had a charity event at St. Nicholas's Church down in Denellen, where students volunteered in partnership with the Denellen NHS charter to help make pierogies to feed people who need them. And then Key Club they attended their annual Key Club Fall Rally with all the other Key Clubs, I guess, across the state in other schools at Six Flags. So there's 2 pictures of them. They rode all the rides and met all the other students from the other Key Clubs, so they had a lot of fun. And our FBLA club, they're doing something new this year. In the past, they focused on competitions with other FBLA charters and more on the investment side of business. But what we're doing now is we're essentially making our own companies. We told them, because I'm the co-president of it, we told the members to come up with like a $0 investment idea for like a company that would pertain to something they like. And throughout the year, the goal is to actually start a company that's going to help the community. And to be honest, look great on a resume. So. Next up, we had our fall sports came to an end this month. Boys and girls soccer, they both did very good. The boys, we got to the sectional finals and then lost, unfortunately. But our record was 10-6-1, and the girls also did pretty good. They were 11-7-4.
I'd like to just mention and congratulate Kevin. He was the goalie on the team. We set a record for shutouts, I believe.
Yeah. Football had a rough season this year. They were 2-8. Unfortunately, they lost a lot of good players last year. And cross country had a pretty good season this season as well. And next season, they plan to have a really good one because, like I said last time, that guy on the right, Aiden Curtis, he's a fantastic runner. You'll see him running across town like all the time. So our theater scene is opening their play this week on Friday, Thursday and Friday. It's Peter and the Starcatcher. It's basically how Peter Pan got his powers under, so they're working with Mr. Lynch, and they're selling tickets at the front door of the auditorium throughout this week. So if you guys want to attend, they would much appreciate it. Okay, well, for Halloween, our Blue Jay broadcast team, they made a short Halloween film with all the staff. I'm gonna try and click through it so I can show you some of the highlights. It's really good. They used AI as a tool to help them. That's what I heard. Oh, whoops. Uh-oh. Go back. Sorry about that.
AI.
It might be easier to do it for the board. So it was a short Halloween film that our students made with AI and staff. I'll show like a minute of it. It's like 10 minutes.
What?
Hey guys.
I'll let it play a little more.
Here's Blue Jay. Oh no.
idea. They were given a little teaser for their theater production coming up this week. I guess to encourage students to join. And they did a great job. On the side, we also had our law and civics class with Miss Masachi. She teamed up with a team of representatives from Chubb about careers in law and the career journeys, and the students got valuable advice for success in any career path that they choose. So this month's focus school for me was Woodland Elementary. I interviewed Miss Vasquez, and she gave me a lot of detailed information about what they're doing down there. So to start, they had Project Woodland. That's a initiative that they do. It's for the students where they collab and do team efforts in the school. They did one on the second day of school, especially to help new students become more collaborative with each other, especially because we know they're coming from 3 different elementary schools, so the transition from 3rd to 4th grade is pretty hard for them. They have a service day for Project Woodland. They have that coming up before the winter break, where they're gonna team up at stations to help with homelessness, and they're also gonna do CKLA workshops at those stations as well. They've also been doing poetry cafe. They did poetry cafe, which was an event for their parents to come in and to read their poetry, and they also serve kids like coffee and stuff like that you would find at a cafe. They've been reading aloud, and they've had engineering and science tables as well for more collaboration. And besides that, they also did a lot of hallway art, is what Ms. Vasquez told me. They had art projects for Dia de los Muertos. So there's posters that they hung up on the left. That's those ones. Okay. In the middle, you have posters they made for their research on Native American tribes. So they had the Olmec and the, I can't remember what it is, but they did a great job with those. And then on the right, you have their examples of their poetry that they've been doing that they used at the Poetry Cafe, and they hung those up in the hallway as well. So finally, what's to come? Obviously, we have the winter season coming up. So winter sports, we got basketball, bowling, and there's one more.
Wrestling.
Which one? Wrestling, yes. So winter activities as well, all of our clubs, like Student Council and NHS, we're going to have winter-pertained activities, so bake sales that are Christmas-themed and stuff like that. Breaking down the walls is scheduled to happen in December. That's the most awesome thing our school's ever done. I've been in it for 2 years. I'm going to be a leader this year, and it's so much fun. There's really nothing like it in school. I mean, it's the one opportunity you get to really connect with students on a basis that's other than school. Like, you get to learn about people and their struggles, and all of a sudden you don't feel so alone after it. So it's a really great program that our school does. Our music scene and art scene, we're having our listening room coming up in December as well as the concert, like with the modern bands and whatnot, and the chorus. Obviously, the theater production is Friday, and we have Thanksgiving and winter break coming up as well. That's all. Thank you, guys.
Pursuant to Chapter 231 PL 1975, also known as the Open Public Meetings Act, authorizing a public body to meet in executive private session under certain limited circumstances, and the said law requires the board adopt a resolution at a public meeting before it can meet in such an executive or private session. The Middlesex Board of Education hereby determines that it may be necessary to meet in executive session on November 19th, 2025, to discuss matters involving attorney-client privilege, confidential student matter, confidential personnel matter. So moved.
Second.
Annette, can you please take the roll?
Mrs. Parenti?
Yes.
Mrs. Schuler?
Yes.
Mrs. Bayachek?
Yes.
Ms. Jeffrey?
Yes.
Mr. Nicolai?
Yes.
Mrs. Perry?
Yes.
Mrs. Quinn?
Yes.
Mrs. Reynolds?
Yes.
Mr. Thornton?
Yes.
Okay, we are now in executive session, so everyone in the public just needs to wait in the hallway, please.
Yeah.
The board has been in executive session for the past 58 minutes for the purpose of discussing confidential matters as outlined in 3.01. The matters that were discussed will be disclosed to the public as soon as possible once the reason for non-disclosure no longer exists. So moved.
Second.
Annette, can you please take the roll?
Mrs. Parenti?
Yes.
Mrs. Schuler?
Yes.
Mrs. Bayachek?
Yes.
Ms. Jeffrey?
Yes.
Mr. Nicolay?
Yes.
Mrs. Perry?
Yes.
Mrs. Quinn?
Yes.
Mrs. Reynolds?
Yes.
Mr. Thornton?
Yes.
Thank you. So we'll move on to our approval of our meeting minutes. They're for last month, committee of the whole, executive session, and regular meeting. Superintendent recommends approval of items 5.01 as presented. So moved.
Second.
Any questions or comments? Annette, can you please take the roll?
Mrs. Parenti?
Yes.
Mrs. Schuler?
Yes.
Mrs. Bayachek?
Yes.
Ms. Jeffrey?
Yes.
Mr. Nicolay?
Yes.
Mrs. Perry?
Yes.
Mrs. Quinn?
Yes.
Mrs. Reynolds?
Yes.
Mr. Thornton?
Yes.
Thank you. We will now open the public comment portion of the meeting. Comments at this time are limited to agenda items only. Please come to the podium and put your name, address, email address, and subject of your comment into the record book. Before speaking, please give your name, address, and subject of your comment to Ms. Annette Giordano, Business Administrator, Board Secretary. Direct your comments and questions to the Board President. You may speak on 2 separate topics for up to 3 minutes each.
Laura Thomas, 109 Green Avenue. Let me see here. My first question is about the approval of proposal for the architect in regards to the renovations at Watchung School. I thought a while ago that there was a plan to put a trailer there, and now I see that that's not happening. And my question is, obviously you need room for space for something to take place. And so you're adding a trailer, or now you're making adjustments like renovating the inside of the building. Is that what I'm reading?
What number are you looking at? Oh, I see, 14.9.
It doesn't have a number. I don't know where to tell you because I just printed it out.
Well, yeah, I got it. Okay. Okay, so you can continue, I'm sorry.
So my question is, what is the purpose of doing that?
The trailer, when all the studies were done, the engineer came out, looked at the soil and everything. And the studies showed that it would be much more expensive to put the trailer in that back field. So the architect came back and looked at the floor plans and came up with a less expensive way to get space within the building.
Okay, so they need more rooms is what?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, I know I go back a ways, but when my kids went to school, there was a study done and the kids were divided kind of evenly between all the schools. So I don't know, are there, like, how many students, if you could tell me how many students are at Parker, how many are at Watchung, how many are at Hazelwood? We'll just use those 3 elementary schools. Because at one point, there was a discrepancy that many more were at one school than the other, so they made a division. And I'll give you an example. My street is Green Avenue, and then there's Melrose and there's Fairview. And because of that problem, Green Avenue up to the 300 block went to Hazelwood School. Melrose and Fairview went to Watchung School. So I don't think that's the case now. I think all of that section goes to Watchung School. So I'm just asking if maybe an evaluation can be done to see, instead of having to spend more money, that maybe we could do grades a little differently. That's all I'm bringing up about that. Okay, my next one is about the right below that, the roof. So can you explain to me, is that the entire roof? It just says here for the roof H and entrance soffit replacements. So are you replacing the whole roof?
It is not the whole roof.
They're not the whole roof.
It's a roof, a section of a roof in the front of the building. And we had in this year's budget to replace the soffit, so that's already, that funding is set aside.
Okay,
But the architect came back and said you really need to replace that roof section there because it's leaking into the
Okay.
soffit and you really have to do both together.
sure. I couldn't understand that, and I just, because I know the roof was just put on maybe about 5 years ago, I couldn't understand to put another roof on. Okay,
Most of the roofs are in sections. We replace sections at a time.
okay. Underneath the, report of the HIV incidents, how do they get recorded in the minutes that an incident took place? Is there a form? Is it an email? Is it a phone call? How does it get charged as an HIV?
I'm not sure I understand the question. In, how does it get put in the minutes? What minutes?
Well, because it's reported in the minutes how many incidents, it says right here from October
Yes.
15th through November 19th.
Yes.
So it's pretty much 0, except 1 at the high school.
Right.
So my question is, how did that one get there? Was it a phone call to the superintendent? Was it a email? Was it a letter?
Well, there's a process that has to take place.
It's on our
Yeah, we have the HIB process is posted on our website. So there's a process that has to take place. It could be an allegation from, it could be an event, not an event, what's the word?
The notification could come in the form of a phone call, a written email, a verbal conversation. There's no, specific way to answer that question.
So if that were to come to the superintendent, I'll just take an example that my child got bullied and I spoke to the principal and she then reports it to the superintendent?
No, there's a whole process. Again, I think they just directed me to the website where the process is located, but there's an investigation done that would generally start at the building level and it would work its way all the way up through the superintendent and then through the board.
So then after that process, if they're found guilty, then it gets put on here as a report.
Either way, if it's
Either way,
founded or unfounded, it's on there.
Okay. And
Anything that's investigated is.
okay. I was looking through the policy because I was trying to see if there was an answer to my question. And it is 3281. It's inappropriate staff conduct. And so I read through it and it's inappropriate staff conduct toward a student. I read the policy, obviously, for the HIB for student to student. Are administrators considered under this as staff conduct?
They would be, correct.
Or do you have a policy for administrators?
I'm not sure what you're asking, but are you talking about a policy that's under teaching staff members?
I'm
For
reading the one that
certificate
says
staff members?
inappropriate staff conduct. So staff to student or staff to
Staff to
staff?
student, correct.
Okay, so is there any policy for bullying for staff to staff? Staff to a parent? Staff, or it's only to
So-
pupils?
There are, I don't have the policies in front of me. Teachers or staff members in general are guided by whatever policies pertain to them in probably the 300 section or 3000 section, and whatever other written expectations that the administration puts out there for them. I'm not exactly sure what you're getting at, but if a teacher does something inappropriate to another teacher, they can be disciplined, if that's what you're asking. But that's on a case-by-case
It's not
basis.
written in any of your policies for inappropriate behavior. It's only for regarding students.
Okay, we could talk about that and look at that.
Okay.
I don't know.
Okay. And my last question is, I asked this at the June meeting, I believe, that there were so many resignations. I wondered if you are going to have any exit interviews with these people that I see on the minutes for tonight. I think there are 4.
That is something that we have discussed.
Okay, so you don't do exit interviews with everyone, is that what you're saying?
We have, you got a response to that in an email. You should have gotten a response to that email. And right now, like I said, that is in discussion, so.
Okay, all right, thank you.
We will now close the public comment portion of the meeting. Oftentimes, it may appear to members of our audience that the Board of Education takes action with very little comment and in many cases, a unanimous vote. Before a matter is placed on the agenda at a public meeting, the administration has thoroughly reviewed the matter with the superintendent of schools. If the superintendent is satisfied that the matter is ready to be presented to the Board of Education, it is then referred to the appropriate board committee. The members of the board committee work with the administration and the superintendent to assure that the members fully understand the matter. When the committee is satisfied with the matter, it is presented to the Board of Education for discussion before any final action is taken. Only then is it placed on the agenda for action at a public meeting. Okay, we'll move on to our personnel report by our committee chair, Mr. Todd Nicholas.
Thank you, Danielle. Superintendent recommends approval of personnel action items 9.01 through 9.13 as presented. So moved.
Second.
Any questions or comments? Okay, Annette, can you please take the roll?
Mrs. Parenti?
I need to abstain on 9.12, number 5, yes to the rest.
Mrs. Schuler?
Yes.
Mrs. Baychek?
I need to recuse from 9.03, number 1, yes to the rest.
Ms. Jeffrey?
Yes.
Mr. Nicolay?
Yes.
Mrs. Perry?
Abstain from 9.12, number 5, yes to the rest.
Mrs. Quinn?
Abstain from 9.12, number 5, yes to the rest.
Mrs. Reynolds?
Abstain from 9.12, number 5, yes to the rest.
Mr. Thornton?
Yes.
Thank you. We'll move on to our education report by our committee chair, Mrs. Brenda Perry.
Good evening. The superintendent recommends approval of the education action items 1101 through 1114 as presented. So moved.
Second.
Any questions or comments? Annette, can you please take the roll?
Mrs. Parenti?
Yes.
Mrs. Schuler?
Yes.
Mrs. Baychek?
Yes.
Ms. Jeffrey?
Yes.
Mr. Nicolay?
Yes.
Mrs. Perry?
Yes.
Mrs. Quinn?
Abstain 11.11 for Gary Brenner, and yes to the rest.
Mrs. Reynolds?
Yes.
Mr. Thornton?
Yes.
Thank you. And we'll move on to our policy action items. Superintendent recommends the approval of policy action items 12.01 to 12.03 as presented. So moved.
Second.
Any questions or comments? Annette, can you please take the roll?
Mrs. Parenti?
Yes.
Mrs. Schuler?
Yes.
Mrs. Baychek?
Yes.
Ms. Jeffrey?
Yes.
Mr. Nicolay?
Yes.
Mrs. Perry?
Yes.
Mrs. Quinn?
Yes.
Mrs. Reynolds?
Yes.
Mr. Thornton?
Yes.
Thank you. And we'll move on to our facilities and finance items by our committee chair, Mr. Todd Nicolay.
Thank you, Danielle. Our superintendent recommends approval of facilities and finance action items 14.01 through 14.09. So moved.
Second.
Any questions or comments? Annette, can you please take the roll?
Mrs. Parenti?
Yes.
Mrs. Schuler?
Yes.
Mrs. Baychek?
Yes.
Ms. Jeffrey?
Yes.
Mr. Nicolay?
Yes.
Mrs. Perry?
Yes.
Mrs. Quinn?
14.1 abstain, I'm on the bills list, and yes for the rest. Thank you.
Mrs. Reynolds?
Yes.
Mr. Thornton?
Yes.
Do we have any ongoing business? Any new business from the board?
Just a reminder, I'll do Middlesex County School Board Association monthly meeting is next Wednesday, December 3rd at Colonia High School. In person starts at 6, virtual starts at 6:45 or 7. And if anyone wanted to go to the delegate assembly in order to get credits for that, it is also available virtually.
Thank you. Okay, we will now open our second public comment portion of the meeting. Comments at this time can be on any topic. Please come to the podium and put your name, address, email address, and subject of your comment into the record book. Before speaking, please give your name, address, and subject of your comment to Ms. Annette Giordano, Business Administrator, Board Secretary. Direct your comments and questions to the Board President. You may speak on 2 separate topics for up to 3 minutes each. Mrs. Thomasy, did you accidentally take the pen?
Did you take the pen?
No, it's fine.
No?
You didn't sign
Oh,
it.
you didn't sign it?
Here.
Sorry, I don't.
Now there's just.
Oh, okay.
Thank you.
Lisa Zyman, 5 Princeton Drive, Middlesex, New Jersey. I have a couple questions. My first question is, do you know how many openings there are in the Middlesex public system right now?
Not off the top of our heads, but we can get that information for you.
Okay. Well, I looked today and there's 27 job ads out there. 2 months ago, we were told like 90% of the jobs were filled. I know a lot of people have left since then, but I don't understand the discrepancies that are going on. I know there's a lot of vacancies. That's probably just more of a comment than anything.
Okay.
It's disturbing. The second thing is, could you give the status on the Class 3 officers? Again.
Yeah, the agreement is very close to being done. That's the best status up there.
Well, you know what, honestly, as a taxpayer of this town, and as the mother, grandmother, everybody of this school, and the children in our school district, that is embarrassing. This has been going on for 3 years. And I can't help but think that if we had an officer at Morgan School, it wouldn't be such a shit show it is, because it is a shit show. And if anybody doesn't understand that, they should probably sit around and listen to people talk. It's totally embarrassing what's going on in Morgan School. Not letting kids go to the bathroom. Kids can't act right in the bathroom. Like, I just honestly believe if we have a Class 3 officer there, a lot of this behavioral issues that they have and everything else would definitely put a little bit of influence on it. We've had administrators go out, come back, leave, switch, change. You haven't had anybody in a role, in an authority role in that position that's been able to do anything. And I honestly believe, and I'm asking, I don't care about the attorney and Mrs. Freeman, but I'm asking you guys as board members to please do all you can do to get these officers. We need somebody in Morgan School. We just really, really do. We need them there for the teachers. We need them there for the kids. We need the kids to be able to go to somebody if they're being bullied. The way the administrative and the things have turned around in that school, I don't even think they know where to go to get help. Another thing that happened today, was there a counselor, a crisis counselor at our school today? I heard the kids were crying all over the high school today. Was there a brief counselor here today? I know the person hasn't deceased, but these kids are distraught. They have no place to go.
Our counselors were available today.
They were.
Absolutely.
And the
In all
kids
of our
knew that?
schools. Yes, they did.
Okay. I'm just asking because I heard that the kids were crying all over the place today. And I just feel bad for the kids. I really do. I don't have anybody in high school. So honestly, I can say I really don't care, but I do care.
And we care also.
Well, you can say that.
No, I'm not just saying.
My last thing I'll say.
Absolutely.
What kind of comment is that? We all, everybody cares.
Yeah, well, if you cared, we'd have a Class 3 officer
You
already.
go to Borough Council?
No.
to
Some
council.
people start that with the top.
It's not being held up on our.
All right,
And then
listen.
we're gonna cut it here,
we're gonna
and
make
then my
order.
last comment, and this is the comment. Every day at 12:30, I pick up 2 of my grandchildren. And on my way home, I ride my Hazelwood School, not because I do it on purpose, but because that's my route home. And one day I turned around the corner, and guess what I saw? I saw a front-end loader and 20 men working 5 feet away from where the kids were having recess. What would you think if you saw that? So, of course, parents were up in arms, and yeah, they didn't have recess for the next 2 weeks outside. But still, I feel like at that moment, again, our children at Hazelwood School were put in harm. Because I doubt all those men that were working on the playground that day were cleared. And that's supposed to be a rule.
You don't know that.
I don't know that, but I doubt it. Sharon, if you rode by and saw that.
Hold on,
Guys,
hold on.
we're not gonna do that. This is
And
not,
that's
this
it.
is
I'm
not
not
a.
arguing with anybody, but it would be very interesting
Hold on.
to see if they were. That's all I have to say. I just feel like my granddaughter's constantly, life is at risk with this school.
I mean,
Absolutely. And that was.
just to address your comment, as I just confirmed it with the superintendent, and as is required, they all have been background checked. That is a requirement for them to do work around kids,
Well, I hope,
just to be clear.
okay, I hope so. Thank you.
Martin Quinn, 154 Stout Avenue, Middlesex. Just have a quick comment. Holding the executive session in the beginning of the meeting is totally disrespectful to the public. You got half the audience is getting this come home. That's it.
Linda Rochetti, 316 Bamberg Road. Just a couple questions. Going back to, I think this happened a couple of months ago. I don't know if it was actually addressed. Do all the PA systems now across the school district work within the schools?
All the PA systems were replaced this summer.
They
Yes,
were replaced this summer,
yes, they were.
but do they all work? Are
Correct.
they all in working order now?
Yes, they are in working order.
And usually, so going back to what the horrific tragedy that has happened in our district, and we all care, so I don't want this to be like a sensitivity issue. But is there a clear protocol on how emails are sent across the district to inform parents that grief counselors are on staff, just to have a little more transparency between the district and the parents when something actually does? There's somebody writing that states that, because not all the schools within the district communicate the same. Some communicate more than others do. And I can only speak from my experience with my daughter being in 5th grade. Mrs. Vasquez was out of the building the other day. We knew about it. We had a cell phone contact on who to contact should we need to contact the school. So that was amazing. That was good. Just a little more clarity, I guess. I'm asking for. It's all we want, all as parents. So, thank you.
Thank you.
Laura Thomasy. Can you please tell me what the final numbers are for re-registration?
Do we have that right here?
Not with us right now.
Okay, we will get you that information.
Okay, and also, what has been done to check the leases that possibly have expired for students in school?
Well, if they did the re-registration, their leases wouldn't be expired. I mean, we were only accepting current leases as part of the documentation, so.
Okay, so there's no other checking during the course of the year that leases might be up. Their lease was good until,
Well, there's gonna be a process for re-registration that's gonna go through, as they move through the schools. So if something like that were to come up, I mean, there's no process to check leases every year. Oh,
There is a
I'm
process,
sorry,
there
there
is a process though, if the administration's alerted to the fact that somebody might have been moving, something like that may have happened.
so the past meetings you were able to give us a number, but you can't give me a number tonight. How many have not re-registered yet?
At the last meeting, there were 4 students that were remaining. And that's where we are right now,
Okay,
4 students.
That was my question, okay.
But it's not 4 students, I want to be clear, it's not 4 students that haven't submitted paper. Their paperwork it's partial paperwork, so we continue to work with the families to get it finalized. So they are not here because they're not supposed to be here. There has been difficulty. We did exactly what we said we were going to do. We went to the houses, spoke to the families, and we are working with them.
Waiting to get the paperwork.
We are working with them.
Okay.
In some cases, it's language barriers, so we are sending out our an interpreter to go with our attendance officer to ensure that they understand and that they can complete the process.
Okay. I also have been asking about lunch arrears. Can you tell me where we're at this time of the year?
Can get back to you on that.
Okay. And let's see. Which brings me up to, you're gonna get back with me, and you did send me an email in regards to the exit interviews, but my question was, are you gonna be doing exit interviews for these people that are leaving?
That's in discussion.
Okay. And the board corner, great idea. People here probably want to know the answers to my questions, but unless they're posted on the board corner, they won't be able to get them. So the last I looked at, I read any answers was the May meeting, and it's now November. So I would request that you possibly get that up to speed so that people can get answers to their questions as well as other people's questions. And I want to read something from a policy, and then I would like an answer from you, please. The Board of Education recognizes that the
What
service.
policy is it?
9180, school volunteers.
Okay.
The Board of Education recognizes that the services of community volunteers can enrich the educational program and enhance the relationship between the school district and the community. So nowhere in this policy do I see a statement that says, in order to volunteer, you need to have a child in the school. That statement to me means that anybody can volunteer. I went through the proper procedure and clicked on the link to volunteer at picture retakes. And very strange, but within 10 minutes, the response came back and said, no, because you don't have a child in the school.
Who was asking for volunteers?
Who was asking? Hazelwood? There was a link that I had to click on.
But was the school asking for volunteers, or was it the PTO, or?
It was the PTO.
And did they send out the link to the community?
No, I was able to get the link to volunteer.
But did they send it to you? Like, did they ask for your volunteerism?
They said to see if there were any time slots available, which there were. So I applied.
But you got the email from them with the link?
Mhm.
They sent it to you?
Mhm.
The PTO sent it to you?
My question is, there's no,
Yes, that was that's their, the PTO is a separate entity, and that was their volunteer request. So it really doesn't have anything to do with us.
so they can have anybody go volunteer then? According to what your policy says?
No, and that's probably why they said that they told you no, because you don't have a student in the school.
Okay. So my question, how do they know I don't have a student in the school within 10 minutes they got back to me? Seems a little bit strange.
Yeah, I don't know, I wouldn't know the answer to that. I don't know why, how they would know that. I mean, maybe whoever's in charge of it knows you and they know that. This is a small town, but I couldn't tell you that.
And I guess my last question is, how are we doing with the class 3 officers?
We're close.
That's not an
So,
answer. We've been close.
is it still the problem of the $50,000? Is that what the problem is? Yes?
So unacceptable.
Okay, we will now close the public comment portion of the meeting. And I think we are through with tonight, so I'd like to make a motion to adjourn.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.